Read part 1 here context. A few nights ago, I posted about a pitch black, disfigured entity I encountered on the swings of my neighborhood park when I was a kid. This is the story of what happened when my friends and I went looking for answers and found her house instead. The entity I faced in the park that night was the biggest nightmare of my life. At least, I thought it was until the second incident. After that first experience, I gathered all the neighborhood kids to figure out exactly what had happened in our area before we moved in. Through our fierce debates and digging, we uncovered a dark piece of global history. A newlywed woman had died by suicide in one of the houses just 5 years before our families arrived, but immediately traveled in a pack to the site of the incident. It was a cluster of decaying, abandoned group houses. Even today, the place possesses a strangely beautiful, yet deeply unsettling, atmosphere. Following the details from an old newspaper article, we hunted for a specific banyan tree. We found it exactly as described, shady and ominous, even in the morning. Let's find the house, I told the group. We located the flat where the woman had died, but just as we were about to step inside, my neighbor spotted us and shouted for us to leave. We had to abandon our mission and head home, which earned me a severe scolding from my parents. Luckily for me, my friends got it much worse from theirs. Thanks to that neighbor, my friends were strictly banned from playing outside after dark. But my mind was obsessed with that house. That evening, I convinced my younger brother and 2 older, braver boys from next door to come with me. We grabbed our bicycles and reached the abandoned building around 7:00 p.m. It was a 6-apartment complex, and her flat was the middle one on the left. As we walked through the main gate, I noticed something that made my blood run cold. Just like I had seen that morning, there was a glazed glass window next to the front door, and just like that morning, someone was standing behind the glass, looking out at us. But there was a terrifying difference. In the morning, the sunlight had cast a natural silhouette. Now, the sun was completely down, the complex was deserted, and there were no lights on inside. It shouldn't have been possible to see a shadow in the pitch black. We decided to creep up silently to the flat and peek through the peephole to see who or what was standing there. We reached her door. Looking through the peephole, I saw absolutely nothing. It was pitch dark and empty inside. The door itself was secured with a rusty lock that clearly hadn't been touched in years. Suddenly, a violent pounding erupted from the other side of the heavy door, as if someone inside was desperately trying to break out. We froze, scared to death. As we scrambled to back away, the door to the opposite flat suddenly swung wide open behind us completely on its own. I don't think I've ever run so fast in my life. We bolted toward our bicycles in absolute panic. My younger brother hopped on with the 2 older boys, leaving me alone on my bike. I started pedaling frantically. Then, I heard something chasing me. I risked a glance backward and my heart stopped. It was the same pitch black entity I had seen the previous night at the park swings. Pure terror took over, and I pushed my legs as hard as I could, but the dark shadow kept gaining on me. I was only about 100 meters from our neighborhood shopping complex when disaster struck. My bicycle chain snapped. I lost my balance and crashed hard onto the pavement. I looked up and saw the entity just a few feet away, closing in. I abandoned my bike and ran for my life. Fortunately, people outside a nearby barber shop saw me and rushed over, helping me recover my bike and breaking whatever trance the entity had over the street. I finally made it home, completely breathless, and was overwhelmingly relieved to find my brother and the other 2 boys safe and sound. I told them what had chased me and how my chain broke. We were all so horrified that we made a pact right then and there. We would never visit that place again after dark.